Whenever I started kicking again, it was like I was never injured, and that was pretty cool because it just made me push myself harder to get back.
You talked about it being frustrating last year, especially during those away games. What was it like for you sitting at home during that Syracuse game? You had just gotten hurt. You see Alex missed a couple of field goals that maybe could have allowed Clemson to win. What's going through your mind when you're at home?
Really the only thing that was going through my mind right there was it wasn't necessarily like, okay, like we might win this game or we might lose this game. That never crossed my mind. The entire time I felt for Alex, just because that was really his first, one of his first away games.
His first, yeah.
Yeah, his first away game. And I just felt for him because that's a terrible situation to be in, especially whenever you get the starting job on a Thursday. And throughout that entire week, you're thinking that I'm going to be kicking. And then you go out there, and then it's Team Thursday, and it's like, you're the guy. So it's like he never had any time to mentally prepare for it. Whenever I first came in, I had all fall camp.
Right.
And kind of had like the idea, and in the back of my mind, because like as a kicker, you want to come out, and you're like, okay, like I'm the guy. And because confidence is huge. But with him, like he didn't have time to prepare like that. So he didn't have time to get his mind right. So I was feeling for him the whole time. And then I reached out to him after the game. But, I mean, I absolutely hate to see that for him because he's one of the hardest workers you'll ever see, and he absolutely deserved to perform his best.
So the Clemson football walk-ons page on Instagram was pretty popular for a while, and it's kind of gone silent lately. Do you think it's ever going to make a return, or is it going for good?
It'll probably make a return. Eventually. Post-season.
And along with that, are you going to see a Greg Huegel or Alex Spence or BT Potter for Heisman campaign like Drew Kaiser did?
I doubt it.
You've probably already answered this, but no knee brace. At what point during camp did you start feeling 100%? Like
I started feeling 100% probably like 2 weeks before fall camp started, because that's whenever I ditched the brace, and ever since then I haven't looked back. I felt confident that day. I was hitting the ball well, and I was like, okay, let me just try it without the knee brace. Let's just see how it goes. So I talked to Danny Poole. He let me take it off. And it felt perfectly fine. And I was like, okay, I'm never putting that thing on again unless I have to. So.
Greg, you talked about how important confidence is for a kicker.
Yeah.
Coming into last season, you know, you were a clear-cut starter, really not the competition that you have right now. How difficult was that for you just to know, like in the back of your mind, okay, I'm going to have to go out there and I'm going to have to win this job all over again?
I basically just put myself in my shoes my sophomore year. So my first year, whenever I first made the team, I had to put myself back in those shoes, just because coming out here with the mindset of I know that I'm going to be competing against Alex Spence, I know that I'm going to be competing against BT Potter, and I know that I'm going to be competing against Steven Swicky, and they're all great kickers. But what I had to keep telling myself is mindset is huge, and like you said, confidence is huge with kicking. And with that is you can't focus on what everybody else is doing. So I knew that as long as I focused on me and kept a positive mindset coming into every single practice, that I'd perform well. And another thing that really helped was whenever you come into a fall camp or come into practice and like you're the guy, there's not competition mode in the back of your mind. And it's not as serious for you to perform. I mean, not like at Clemson, it's still as serious just because like you have to prove yourself every single day. But it's just like a mindset difference that you can't really control. But coming out and having to compete with those guys on a daily basis made me a better kicker. And we pushed each other every single day to perform at our best. So we all grew from it in the end.
Greg, Coach Swinney said about a week ago they had been holding you back from kicking off. Have they let you start kicking off?
No, not yet.
Was there a reason behind it right now?
I mean, that's really the surgeon's choice. He said he's not comfortable with me whipping my leg that much on a kickoff and like landing on my kicking leg as well. So whenever he gives me the go-ahead, I'm gonna start kicking off. But until then, I guess not.
Do you think that could be a benefit in any way, just from a stamina standpoint in the game, or are you the type of guy that you like to have lots of kicks to keep your leg warm?
I mean, regardless, I'd be able to keep my leg warm on the sideline, whether it be kicking into the net or just keep doing a couple leg swings. But, I mean, obviously, kicking off is a lot of fun because you get out there, you feel the energy of the crowd, and you get, like, really amped up and get into the game. And then as a field goal kicker, a lot of it is you have to stay even-keeled throughout the entire game. So there's going to be ups and downs in the games, and, like, yeah, like, you're in it, but you can't let that affect you emotionally. So.
Greg, I apologize if this has been asked already, but what has the mental journey been like coming back from an injury as an elite athlete?
It's been a very long journey. So at first, mentally, whenever I was injured, coming out, and so I got hurt on a Wednesday, and I found out that I tore my ACL, MCL, and POL that night. And at first, I mean, I've had a lot of broken bones in my life, but I've never torn a ligament. And I knew that I'd have to come back, I'd have to rehab, it'd be a daily process. But there were obviously ups and downs in the rehab process, just because what I was saying earlier is it's really difficult to come in with a positive mindset every single day. And I mean, the training staff really helped out with that. We'd come in, I'd always bring music in just to kind of lighten the mood a little bit. But with that, I got to lean on Stan Seconder, I got to lean on Adam Choice, and they said the same exact thing. They like to preach one day at a time, because in the end, all those days will add up and you'll appreciate it in the end.